The 15th chapter of Matthew has 3 parables. And I hope you read it this week and give some devotional thought and prayer to what these 3 parables are saying to us. This morning, the message is about the second parable. And a parable is a short story that Jesus tells us. Amen. Now, in this parable, Jesus tells us that a man, little m-a-n, that's like you and me. See, we just a man. A man had some servants. It's just like saying a man owned a big piece of land and he had some sharecroppers to live on it. Y'all understand what that is? Amen. Amen. And so he told them people who were the servants on the land, he says, I'm going to have you to take this investment of 5 talents. I did my study, Pastor Duncan, and they said that a talent used to be, in the earliest days, a talent was a measure of weight. Now, Brother George, you looking at me. Do you remember when the market man used to come around town? You probably had a market man right here in the Eminence where I lived in the village. The market man came around, brought the food. And sometimes we tell the market man, I like to have a peck of greens. Peck is a little weight, about like that. And we get a peck of greens. That was a weight, Reverend Duncan. And then sometimes he come around, we say, hey, Mr. Market Man, I'd like to have a whole bushel of greens. Now, a bushel was something like that, a great big thing like that. All of y'all haven't been in the city all your life. You know about what the farm is like. You see, Jesus talked about the birds and the trees. Jesus got lessons from the birds in the air. And you and I, we've lived close to the ground. And so a talent was a weight. And then a talent came to be money. And so when Jesus is teaching us about, well, I'm running ahead of the story. See, Jesus is giving us this parable. He says, a man. But you see, Jesus was the man. Amen. And a man like you and me, had a piece of land. And he gave these talents to these 3 servants. To one he gave 5 talents and 1 talent in money. First talents were weights. But 1 talent in money was $5,000. Now, I'm not talking about the lottery. I'm talking about the Bible. Am I in your kitchen yet? All right. The man gave one servant $5,000. He gave another servant He gave one servant 1 talent. He gave another servant 2 talents. The one that had 2 talents had $10,000. I'm going in the reverse order now. The first servant had 5 talents. Brother Roy, you listening? He had $25,000. And the man that had the land said, "I want y'all to make use of these talents." He said, "I want you to make use of the $25,000. I want you to make use of the $10,000. I want you to make use of the $5,000. Now, in our day, my brothers and sisters, we have talents. I listened to the choir this morning singing the wonderful songs of Zion. And sometimes I stand here, Sister Smith, and I take the choir members' hand one at a time. I said, "You sure did sing this morning." Amen. Amen. And so you see, some of us have the talent of music. Brother Tony,